Hello viewers, it's Ultimate Spy 53 here, and I'm going to do a review of Heroes vs. Aliens, which is the CW-DC Fortnite crossover event. Now this is a really amazing crossover. They did it several times for the Flash and Arrow. They had a lot of them. This is actually the third time they did it. So the first time it was during Arrow's season 3, honest? No, season 2, I think. I could be wrong about that. I think it was Arrow season 2 and The Flash season 1, and it was Arrow versus Flash. Now, the second one was I think a little bigger, where I think it was the Legends, maybe? No, that doesn't seem right. I think it was Hawk Girl, Hawkman, and basically the Arrow's team and the Flash's team all kind of crossing over for one big event. I can't remember actually. I think it was the setup for the pickup of Legends of Tomorrow. So because it was this big little crossover that basically set up for the new spin-off of Legends of Tomorrow, which had basically several of the Arrow characters. I think maybe a couple of the Flash villains. But this one was fantastic because it was the first time that they did like 4 shows, and basically it starts off with Medusa, which is for the first night, which was November 28th. And that was Supergirl's world. So it was basically her fighting Cyber Superman, which is basically the John Jones version, or he looks like Hank Henshaw John Jones, but he's like a cyborg. He calls himself Cyber Superman because he has the same powers as Superman. And basically, it's also Supergirl like fighting Cadmus, which is people in the DC comic universe that is basically trying to stop that. And it has Lena Luthor, who's played by Katie McGrath. You don't know her; she played Lady Morgana in Merlin. I haven't actually finished Merlin yet. I'm still in the second series, but she played that character, and she plays Lena Luthor, which is basically the adoptive sister of Lex Luthor, because it turns out in this episode we find out she's adopted. I didn't know that. So basically, these wormholes keep appearing around the episode, and eventually, by the end of the episode, we have Barry, Alan, and Tiska Ramon popping from their universe to her universe to recruit her. There's also a little bit of a romance between Alex and Maggie, and it turns out it's confirmed that they're gay, which is, interesting. But honestly, it was really amazing. It was fantastic. I just loved it so much. That episode ended with him taking her to their Earth, because what's happening is this invasion is happening, where these aliens called the Dominators are coming to invade Earth, invade the entirety of the Star City and Central City universe. And they had to bring Supergirl in. They were like, oh, well, they're aliens, so let's bring our aliens. Cisco is also known as Vibe, so he's able to vibe a dimension portal, and he was able to grab, and Barry Allen is able to grab Cisco, and they take themselves to Kara's world, and they grab her, and and it's just awesome. And I love the scene where it's just seeing the two cities, Star City and Central City, just connect, because obviously they connect, but I just love seeing like each show kind of connecting, because when Barry the Flash, he takes out Vigilante to bring him back to the apartment. And Vigilante is the villain that they're fighting during season 5. So it's kind of important to catch up on season 5. But this is just amazing. So they find out that the Dominators are coming to Earth, and Europe needs to get Oliver's help, but they can't do it alone. So they recruit the Legends of Tomorrow, which is consisting of currently Professor Stein, Jax, Ray Palmer, Sarah Lance, Nate Haywood, and Heatwave, I think. Yeah, that's about it. And so they kind of in the time ship, and it's basically about what happened. Like they all agree, everyone. I think that the best moment of the episode was what was where everyone was gathering, where Felicity's like Team Arrow's here, Team Legends is here, and then it's just awesome to see Kara meet everyone. We have so the superheroes that make an appearance in this episode, this big crossover event, are we have Green Arrow, we have Spartan, we have Speedy. So Thea Queen, also known as Speedy. I would prefer Red Arrow because we have Oliver, who's known as Green Arrow, and Thea Queen, who is used as basically a red suit of the Green Lantern, Green Arrow costume, and then we have just she chooses Red Arrows, and it just makes sense for her to be called Red Arrow, but they didn't do that. And then we have White Canary, we have Firestorm, which is I love how they mimic how Professor Stein and Jax they mimic they said Firestorm at the exact same time. That was awesome. So yeah, so remembering, so it's Green Arrow, Spartan, Speedy, White Canary, Firestorm, the Atom, and the Heat Wave, and Supergirl, as well as the Flash, and well, Violet doesn't really count. And we have the Flash. We have Vixen, and we have Steel. So I think that's 7. Right? That's so Green Arrow, Spartan, Speedy, White Canary, Firestorm, the Atom, Heat Wave, Supergirl, the Flash, Vixen, and Steel. So that's 11 characters. They actually have superpowers, or at least are superheroes. Now, when I mean superheroes or whatever, it means that they have a skill. I mean, they're all skilled in something, so that doesn't mean there's actual superheroes. For example, the Green Arrow, he's really good with archery. He can shoot arrows really well. Spartan, John Diggle, he can just shoot a gun. He can just shoot a gun really well, and he has some fighting skills. Speedy, I prefer Red Arrow because it makes sense. She can do the same thing as Green Arrow, shoot arrows. We have White Canary, who's trained with the League of Assassins, and she can just fight really well with like a big, stick, and she just whacks everyone, and she really does a really good job of that. We have Firestorm, which is basically in season 1, I want to say. Yeah, season 1, we had the introduction of Professor Martin Stein, and then Robbie. No, I can't remember the actor of Robbie Mel. He's the brother of Stephen Mel. He played the first version of Firestorm, but unfortunately, he was killed off in season 1. So they had to get another guy to play to be the Firestorm. So that basically, when they're linked up, they become Firestorm, which is this superhero in this yellow red suit who can basically become fire, like a fire human person. He can balance himself on fire. But it's basically the DC equivalent to Johnny Storm, also known as Human Torch. So he can fly, he can shoot fireballs, he's basically on fire the entire time. And the combined forces of Professor Stein and Jax, they combine Firestorm. And then Ray Palmer, the Atom, it's basically the same thing as Ant-Man from Marvel. He can shrink in size. I don't think he can't really increase in strength, but he can shrink, and he has the power of flight, which Ant-Man does not. He can fly, and he has kind of like basically like an Iron Man type tech. He's like Iron Man except BC. I don't know. And then Heat Wave, make Rory. He can just he can make fire. He has a fire gun, and he can fire. He can it's like a flamethrower, and then it's just he can burn his family alive, and he likes to light things on fire. And then Vixen, she's actually the granddaughter of the first Vixen, and she can. This is necklace. They can enable her to use the power of any like creature. Like it can like be like a gorilla or an elephant or any kind of wild animal. She can use the power of that person. Um, and then there's Steel. He's in Haywood. He's basically like Colossus from Marvel Comics, but he's DC equivalent to that. His power is like he makes his body all like steel and everything. It's pretty fun. And it's of course Supergirl. She has the power. She's basically the cousin of Superman. So flight, extra vision, heat vision, all that stuff. Super speed. And then the Flash, of course, super speed, of course, and that's pretty much it. So it's a big team up. We have it's the invasion, and it was awesome. Just seeing everyone come together as one. That was fantastic. I just thought it was so cool. And then Arrow, it concludes with Arrow, and at the end of the episode of Arrow, we have Oliver living in a dream state because in the previous episode they're all trying to do this spaceship. And actually, the really cool part about that scene was having all of the characters, or at least some of the characters, like Speedy, Spartan, Heatwave, Supergirl, Firestorm, and Atom. Yeah, and Atom. I think that's 6 characters right there. Also White Canary. That's 7 characters. So 7 characters all, going after the Flash and Green Arrow. That was pretty cool. Just thought that was awesome. Not as awesome as having Supergirl and everyone's code names. That was so cool, or superhero names in this case. So, and then of course they get zapped up into the spaceship, the Nominator spaceship, which is sets up for the Arrow season 5, episode 8, which is the 100th episode of Arrow. And this by far was the best episode of Arrow I've seen. Well, I've seen pretty good episodes, but this was a really cool take on the 100th episode of Arrow. I didn't actually realize it was the 100th episode until I saw it. I'm like, wow, I didn't know that. But yeah, I've seen videos on YouTube about like how it's the 100th episode. I didn't realize it was. This is basically Oliver living in a different reality. Because he's in his dream state where he never got in the Queen's Gambit. He's about to marry Rachel Laurel. Sarah's not part of never got in the Gambit with him too. His parents are alive. Thea, I guess she's alive too. Well, I mean, she never, whatever happened to her never happened to her, I guess. I don't know. I can't remember exactly what happened to her, but she's the same thing. I think Ray never became, well, I don't think he really got into the tech world, and he never created a suit that allowed him to shrink and fly around. And then that's it. It's basically this reality where, he's not, Oliver's isn't part of the Green Arrow crew. He's actually, the Hood is in the season 1. He's actually played by John Diggle, and Felicity Smoke is just like the bodyguard person of the John Diggle version of Green Arrow. It was a really interesting episode. We have all these like crazy stuff happening where he starts doing like flashbacks of before he got onto the ship, and he realizes it's all a dream. He doesn't realize it, but it's all a dream. And he starts to get everyone together, and like because he realizes that this is not real. Like none of what he's visiting is real. He wants so bad to happen because everyone want that to happen where he had a dream and he wanted it to be real. So yeah, he gets in, and I love how the intro, like the classic intro where it's like dun 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 dun, and then it has the arrows. And this actually was really cool because it had all of the Arrow logos, season 1 through 5. So it has the season 1 logo of Arrow, and then the season 2 version of Arrow, and then the season 3 version of Arrow, which is the kind of like tri thing, or it's like that, this like weird star thing, kind of reminiscent of his journey through Ra's al Ghul, the villain of season 3. And then we have season 4, which is like the Green Arrow version of it, and then the season 5, which is kind of the updated version. So I love that how it's all of that. That was cool. Oh wait, did I mention that it was really, oh, I forgot one more thing before I finish up this the Arrow part of it. So there's a really cool segment where the Flash tells everyone about Flashpoint. And there's a scene between Barry and Oliver where they're talking where Oliver explained about like how you want to have his parents back. So like Flashpoint was a mistake, yes, but like you can't beat him over it. It's just powerful. Like it just because the first time Oliver actually tells Barry about what happened. And then of course back to the Arrow thing where he gets everyone to go back to Dominators where they were actually also before there was a portal thing they were going to, and it turns out that we have all these flashbacks of all these like these holograms of everyone he used to know, everyone that that has been by his side. His mom, Felicity, Tommy, Colton Downs is Lord Harper, his mom, his dad. I think I mentioned his mom. His dad, Laurel, and yeah, it's just amazing. It's really amazing. Like audio clips of everyone because everyone can make it to the episode. But it was really good. And of course we continue with Legends of Tomorrow, which was the best part of the crossover. That was so cool. I mean, not as fun as when Supergirl's learning everyone's names, but when we have it's kind of like it's basically the TV equivalent to Justice League that we never got. It's like amazing. It really is. It's just fantastic. It's kind of reminiscent of the airport battle in Captain America: Civil War a little bit, but not quite. It's basically I love the part where everyone gathers to fight the Dominators. We have White Canary, not part of the battle because she's piloting the Wave Rider to try to stop the Dominators once and for all. And then we have all these characters come by to like stop them. We have all in lineup. We got Heatwave, we got Vixen, we got Steel, we got Green Arrow, we got Flash, we got the Atom, we got Supergirl, we got Firestorm, and I think that's it. Spartan. Also Spartan's there. And I think Speedy's there too. Maybe. I think she was. I could be wrong about that though. But overall, this was a fantastic episode. It was so fun. It was just so cool to see everyone gather like a big superhero crossover event. Because this is the 4-night crossover event. It was pretty big. So I thought it was fantastic. I just thought it was so cool to see everyone there. Also, Arrow season 5, the end episode. One more thing, there was a really cool scene between the Flash and Supergirl, where they're talking to, or actually before that, where they come to the bunk where the Cyberwoman is. Supergirl's like onto this bus thing. And she's like, "Hey everyone!" Like it was so funny. It was actually really fun to see that part. But overall, it was fantastic. I love the chemistry between Barry and Kara. That was so cool to see them. They're really cool friends. They're just super friends. We also have oh, sorry, my computer's lighting is going. We also have the really cool Justice Society of America Hall, the Justice Hall. I don't know. It's kind of part of the comics, I guess. It's basically where the Justice Society of America, it's like their base. It was actually this is actually driven from that. So yeah, it was really cool. And then we have we have Cisco coming to the Arrow Cave and introducing getting to know, meeting the current Team Arrow. We have them testing a Dominator weapon that doesn't work because it's using human technology. So overall, it's really fantastic to see everyone there. And we get to see and take down what they call a Cyberwoman, which is basically a Doctor reference because Cyberman, Cyberwoman. It's kind of cool. But honestly, it was so cool to see everyone there. It was just so awesome. And of course, at the end of the episode, we have let's also go with the big battle, kind of like this. It's kind of Civil War reminiscence of everyone coming together and fighting the Dominators, and Flash doing his thing where he's speeding around. I just love the effect of that. It's so cool. So yeah, I thought that was really funny. Overall, it was a really great episode. It was a great crossover. I really liked it. I bet next year will be even bigger because we'll probably figure out a way to get Supergirl Earth onto the Central City and Star City Earth. Who knows? But I'm glad. So it was really cool to see everyone come together and fight the Dominators. It was so cool because we could see everyone test their powers out. It was just it was awesome. I think there's anything else. There was a really cool after party where Hisoka gave Kara this timepiece that would allow her to travel the dimension so she could visit their Earth anytime she wanted to. That was cool because it kind of makes it easier for her. Also, the kind of presidential, the presidential thing where I don't know if the president is talking to is acknowledging every hero that fought, Firestorm, Heatwave, the Atom, Supergirl, Flash, Green Arrow, Vixen, Steel, Spartan. I think Spartan was there. So pretty much every hero that White Canary, yeah, every hero that was there to fight in the battle. It was just so cool to see everyone there. Of course, I love there was a really funny scene in the Flash part of the crossover where Heatwave is like saying, "Well, I'm not gonna call you Supergirl. It's stupid." And he's like, "Oh, well, maybe Kara works too." And he's like, "No, that doesn't work either." And he's like, "Well, what do you call him when you need me?" Like, skirt. That is just rude. That's just so rude. And of course, she's like, "Why how'd you get the name Heatwave?" And he's like, "Oh, I burned my family alive and I like to hurt them like being on fire." I mean, honestly, he doesn't really get called Heatwave a lot. I'm really disappointed about a lot of the heroes that don't really get called their, superhero name a lot. Other than Arrow, where they actually get Arrow and Flash they do it, but they don't really talk about it in terms of like that kind of thing. But overall, it was so cool to see everyone there. With basically it's basically Justice League, but TV style. So I thought it was so cool to see everyone come together. It was so awesome. It was just the best part of the crossover was seeing everyone come together. Every time I had the episode, that was so sweet and awesome and just cool. Also very time with a Flashpoint. I'm completely ignoring Medusa. That was a really cool. That was really interesting because we had a little chemistry between Mono and Supergirl. They were finally kissing. That was really cool. But also, the more important is the crossover. That was just amazing to see. I just thought it was so well done. Just the first time I've ever done this before. It was awesome. I mean, I loved it so much, and I'm really excited about what's gonna happen in the next crossover event. Now, the next crossover event is actually gonna be between Supergirl and the Flash. It's supposed to be a musical, and that's later next year, early next year. It's supposed to be happening. But honestly, this show was this episode was so awesome. Like it really. I mean, this is the first time that they've actually brought together 4 shows. I mean, technically they didn't really. Well, Supergirl was the only one of her. That's why I was disappointed because it was this there was a little short called Superhero Fight Club 2.0, and it involved the characters. The Flash, Green Arrow, Supergirl, the Atom, Firestorm, White Canary. So 6 heroes all fighting in a fight club. But then we have Martian Manhunter, John Jones. He says he's like, anyone in a betting mood, my money's on Supergirl. And we never got that. We never got like a full episode. We got like a short, but it was like that's it. And that was a part of the Legends of Tomorrow night of the crossover. Where I'm like, okay, when is this gonna happen? When are they gonna? Why haven't we had a little fight club there? I mean, it was so disappointing because I was like, well, in the promo art, the little poster art for the crossover, we saw Martian Manhunter and like standing next to the wormhole of the dimensions, and I'm like, okay, why hasn't he showed up yet? And I mean, I saw a video like maybe Martian Manhunter will actually show up like later, maybe with help later. No, that was it. They did not actually have that. I was disappointed about the episode. That was the only thing I didn't like about this episode. Was the fact that they did not include Martian Manhunter. I mean, I was like, come on. They gotta have at least one character from Supergirl that's not besides Supergirl. They can't just have her. But apparently, unfortunately, that was it. That was the only thing they had from Supergirl. It was Supergirl herself. That was it. Nothing. No one else. All the 4 shows they actually had at least more than one character from each show, and Supergirl was the only character that actually came from that show. I was really disappointed. I mean, it was a really awesome show, but there is a one con, and that was the fact that they only brought Supergirl. I mean there was the whole the whole superhero fight club that we saw, and I'm like, okay, why haven't we seen where is it, like why hasn't it happened yet? And it never happened. Like, it was just a little short. It's like, come on, really? I mean, I'm sure they'll do it in the future, but like I was looking forward to it. So honestly, I'd say Heroes vs. Aliens, Fortnite crossover event, the best I've seen ever, because it was so awesome. I'd give it a 4.5 out of 10. So a 9.5 out of 10. So I was almost thinking 4.5. I was thinking out of 5 stars. Although I do that. Sorry. This isn't reviewed because I do that, but like this is a similar thing. I want to have a racism on any video. It doesn't matter if it's reviewed or not. So yeah, 9.5 out of 10 just because of only including Supergirl from that show. Everything else was awesome about the show. Just having everyone line up in there. It's like basically the Justice League of the DC CW universe we never got, and I was so happy to have it happen. It was awesome. I mean, it was so cool. I was so happy to see this happen. I'm like, because when I saw the teaser for, I'm like, oh my god, yes, yes. And then I'm like, okay, I'm so excited. And then I'm like, oh wait, we only get one thing from the 28th. That was it. I know this is a little late, but I didn't really have. I had a whole slate of plans for review, and I didn't really put it in there. But honestly, this is fantastic. I loved it so much, and I was so excited to see. I know it's about a week. It's been more than a week since that crossover happened, but I felt it might as well talk about it. In my opinion, awesome. It was so cool to see everyone there. They basically like Justice League except TV style. It was so cool. No Superman. That was what I was hoping they would probably have Superman in there because there was actually a photo between Stephen Amell and what's his name? I can't remember. The guy who played the new Superman. The guy who played the TV version of Superman. I think it was Tyler or whatever his name is. I can't remember exactly. But he, like, it was a little picture. I think it was on Twitter. It was a thing I looked on Twitter. I don't have Twitter accounts, I wouldn't know. But it was a thing on Twitter from Facebook, because it was linked to Facebook sometimes. Stephen Amell standing next to the guy who plays the new TV version of Superman. It's an adventure there, like in what looks like the National City set of the set where they film National City, and I was like, oh my god, maybe that'll happen, and it didn't happen. I'm like, okay, well, that didn't work out. I mean, that was it. That didn't happen. I'm like, oh, come on. So honestly, that's the only thing I would say is that happened. I also there was a really cool interaction between Stein and his daughter. He didn't even know he had a daughter, and it was really cool to see that happen. It was actually Wally West actually came into the show for a brief time. He was trying to test out his powers. And he's like, because they're always like, you're not ready yet. I'm like, I'm ready. And he tried to go, and it didn't work, and it was awesome. That was also the first time that his Green Arrow was learning about aliens. He's like, okay, this has never happened before, but okay, aliens. And of course, we have one of the guys like not trusting metahumans. Like, I don't like metahumans. It was really cool to see everything just unfold like that. It was very interesting. I just thought it was really cool, interesting episode crossover, because we have Stephen Amell's Oliver Queen being all tough and everything, and Barry Allen all kind of being a really. I actually noticed that Barry Allen in this episode he was supposed to be a team leader. Didn't really do a good job at it because they didn't know what he was saying. So, but honestly, it was so cool. Oh my god, this was a fantastic episode. I loved it so much, and it was so awesome. I loved it amazingly. It was amazing. Just seeing everyone there, seeing everyone becoming all to come together. It was. I'm lost for words about this. This episode was so cool, so cool. I'm so happy that happened. I mean, I was thinking, when are they gonna have another thing? And I was like, oh my gosh, it's gonna happen. It's like this big thing with the fighting aliens. It's like, here's just aliens. It's a Fortnite crossover event. Like, oh my god, yeah. And then it's like, I mean, it was good, but like there are cons to it, like not having everyone from Supergirl. I was expecting. I don't know. It was you can't do everything. So yeah, I guess that'll do it for this review. Sorry I'm going a bit long, but I supposed to talk about. Um, but yeah, thank you for watching. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, why not subscribe for more content like this. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Alright, see ya.